She finally has everything she ever wanted, but keeping it will demand a sacrifice no one saw coming. What happens when a family built on love must face a war built on fear? Comment where in the world you're watching from. Then let's step into the final chapter. Snow falls in silence across the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest. The trees stand dark and towering, their branches heavy with white powder. The air feels cold and still. Morning light breaks through the clouds in pale silver beams, illuminating the frozen ground below. A Victorian-style house sits nestled among the trees. Its white exterior glows softly in the winter light. Large windows reflect the surrounding forest. Smoke rises gently from the chimney. Inside, the rooms are warm and filled with soft golden light. Wooden floors gleam. Elegant furniture fills the space, modern and timeless at once. A young woman stands near the window. Her skin is pale and flawless, catching the light like polished marble. Her eyes are a bright, startling gold. She wears a simple dark sweater and jeans. Her brown hair falls in soft waves past her shoulders. She moves with perfect stillness, her expression calm but intense. This is Bella. She is no longer human. She looks down at her hands, turning them slowly. Every detail is sharp. The lines in her palms, the texture of her skin. She blinks and the world sharpens even further. She can hear the wind moving through individual pine needles. She can smell the sap inside the bark. She can feel the vibrations of a deer moving half a mile away. A man appears beside her. He has bronze-colored hair that falls across his forehead in casual waves. His skin matches hers, pale and luminous. His eyes are the same golden amber. He wears a dark shirt and moves with effortless grace. This is Edward. He watches her with quiet intensity, a soft smile touching his lips. She turns to him. Their eyes meet. He reaches for her hand. Their fingers intertwine. The touch is gentle but unbreakable. She smiles and it transforms her face, pure joy mixed with wonder. They hear a soft sound from the next room. Both turn their heads in unison. A small figure moves through the doorway. A child. She appears to be perhaps 7 years old, though something about her presence feels ancient and knowing. Her skin has a warm glow, halfway between human and something else. Her eyes are deep brown, wide and curious. Her bronze curls bounce as she moves. This is Renesmee. She runs toward them, and Bella kneels down, opening her arms. The child rushes into her embrace. Bella lifts her easily, holding her close. Renesmee places her small hand against Bella's cheek. In that touch, images flash. Wordless communication. Memories. Feelings. Love. Edward moves closer, wrapping his arms around both of them. The three stand together in the morning light, a family complete. Outside, figures move through the snow. A massive russet-brown wolf emerges from the tree line, its fur thick and wild. It moves with careful purpose toward the house. As it reaches the clearing, its form begins to shift. Bones crack and reform. Fur recedes. Within moments, a young man stands where the wolf was. He has deep bronze skin and black hair that falls past his shoulders. His body is powerfully built, wearing only cut-off shorts despite the freezing temperature. This is Jacob. He approaches the house. His expression is protective, focused entirely on the door. He walks up the steps and enters without knocking. Inside, he finds the family. His eyes go immediately to Renesmee. She sees him and her face lights up with pure delight. She wriggles in Bella's arms until she's set down, then runs to Jacob. He catches her, lifting her high, and she laughs, a sound like bells. Bella watches them. Her expression is complex. Gratitude, acceptance, and a lingering unease. Edward places a hand on her shoulder. The contact grounds her. More figures appear. A tall blonde woman with a stunning statuesque beauty enters. Her golden eyes scan the room with military precision. She wears elegant winter clothing. This is Rosalie. Behind her comes a large man with dark curly hair and a boyish grin despite his imposing size. This is Emmett. Then a small figure with short black hair styled in a pixie cut, Alice. Her movements are dancer-like, graceful and bouncing with energy. She sees Bella and rushes forward, pulling her into an embrace. A blonde man with a gentle, weary expression follows. This is Jasper. His posture is controlled, careful. Finally, an elegant couple enters. A blonde man with the bearing of a doctor, composed and kind, and a woman with a heart-shaped face and caramel-colored hair, her expression warm and maternal. These are Carlisle and Esme. The family gathers in the living room. Carlisle speaks, his voice calm and measured. He discusses Renesmee's rapid growth, her unique nature. She is half human, half vampire, something that should not exist. But she does, and she is thriving. Bella listens, her enhanced hearing catching every nuance. She understands the concern beneath the calm. Renesmee is unprecedented, unknown, and in their world the unknown is dangerous. Days pass. The family moves through routines that blend the mundane with the extraordinary. Bella hunts in the forest, learning to control her strength and speed. She runs between the trees, her body a blur. She tracks a mountain lion, moving with predatory precision. When she feeds, she is efficient and controlled. The gold in her eyes remains bright. She returns to the house to find Renesmee playing in the snow with Jacob. The child builds a snowman, while Jacob shapes the snow into elaborate sculptures. Renesmee claps her hands with delight. Jacob catches Bella watching and offers a tentative smile. She returns it, the tension between them easing slowly. Edward takes Bella to their cottage, a small perfect house hidden deeper in the forest. Inside, everything is designed for intimacy and privacy. White walls, soft fabrics, books lining the shelves. He shows her their bedroom. She looks at him and the love between them is palpable, filling the space. They lie together, speaking in low voices about their future, about Renesmee, about forever. Bella's fingers trace the line of Edward's jaw. He catches her hand and kisses her palm, but peace is fragile. One afternoon, Bella and Renesmee walk through the snow-covered forest. Jacob follows at a distance, watchful. Renesmee spots a snowflake and reaches up to catch it. She places her hand on Bella's face, sharing the sensation, the cold, the delicate structure, the wonder. They hear movement. Bella's head snaps up. Across a frozen clearing, another figure stands watching. A woman with long pale blonde hair, nearly white. Her skin is even paler than Bella's. Her eyes are crimson red, the eyes of a vampire who feeds on humans. She wears dark, elegant clothing from another era. This is Irina. Irina's eyes lock on Renesmee. Her expression shifts from curiosity to horror. She stares at the child, and something in her face hardens. Without warning, she turns and disappears into the forest with inhuman speed. Bella feels a cold dread settle in her chest. She scoops up Renesmee and runs back to the house. Jacob shifts into his wolf form and races alongside them. At the house, Bella bursts through the door. The family turns to her, sensing her alarm. She explains what happened, who saw them, how Irina looked at Renesmee. Carlyle's expression grows grave. He speaks carefully. Irina lost her mother to the Volturi, the royal vampire coven that enforces their world's laws. She has reason to fear them, and reason to report anything she perceives as a threat. Alice suddenly gasps. Her eyes glaze over, unfocused. She is seeing the future. The room falls silent. Edward watches her, his expression darkening as he reads her thoughts. When her vision ends, her face is stricken. She speaks, her voice barely a whisper. The Volturi are coming. They believe Renesmee is an immortal child, a human child turned into a vampire, something absolutely forbidden. Such children cannot control their bloodlust. They destroy everything. The Volturi execute them and everyone who created them. The room erupts into urgent discussion. Voices overlap, but Carlyle raises his hand and silence falls. He speaks with quiet authority. They must gather witnesses, vampires who can testify that Renesmee is not an immortal child. She was born, not turned. She grows. She has control. She is something entirely different. The family disperses immediately. Alice and Jasper leave first, vanishing into the winter day. Carlyle makes phone calls, speaking in multiple languages. Emmett and Rosalie prepare to travel. Edward holds Bella close, his lips against her hair. Days blur into action. The family reaches out across the world. They contact old friends, allies, and acquaintances. They ask for witnesses, vampires willing to face the Volturi to testify for a child. A nomadic vampire arrives first. He has dark skin and dreadlocks, wearing travel-worn clothes. His name is Garrett. He is an American revolutionary turned vampire, passionate about freedom. He agrees immediately when he sees Renesmee, watching with fascination as she communicates through touch. More arrive. Two tall vampires from Egypt, Amun and Kebi. Amun is suspicious and fearful, but his companion Benjamin comes with them, a young-looking vampire with power over the elements. Benjamin touches the ground and the earth ripples. He gestures and water rises from a nearby stream, forming shapes in the air. Renesmee watches with wide eyes. From Ireland come Maggie, Siobhan and Liam. Siobhan has a regal bearing, her red hair bright against her pale skin. Maggie can sense lies. She watches everyone carefully, her gift making her invaluable. Two blonde vampires arrive from Romania, Stefan and Vladimir. They are ancient, their eyes holding centuries of bitterness. They hate the Volturi, who destroyed their own coven long ago. They come not just to help but for the chance to see the Volturi challenged. The Denali coven arrives, Tanya, Kate and Garrett. Kate has the ability to generate an electrical charge through her skin. She demonstrates, and anyone who touches her falls back, shocked. Tanya is their leader, beautiful and diplomatic. She knew Irina as a sister. When she learns what Irina reported, grief shadows her face. From the Amazon come Zafrina and Senna. Zafrina has wild black hair and moves like a jungle predator. Her gift is powerful. She can project illusions directly into minds. She demonstrates for Bella. Suddenly Bella sees a rainforest, lush and vibrant, though she stands in snow. The vision is completely convincing. When it ends, Bella blinks, disoriented. The house fills with vampires. The atmosphere is tense but purposeful. Each newcomer meets Renesmee. She touches them, sharing her thoughts, letting them see the truth of what she is. One by one they agree to witness. Jacob's pack arrives, young men who can shift into massive wolves. They stand with the Cullens, their ancient treaty transformed into alliance. Jacob never leaves Renesmee's side. Bella trains. She discovers her own gift, a mental shield. She can protect minds from psychic attacks. With practice, she learns to extend this shield to cover others. Kate helps her train, shocking her repeatedly until Bella can maintain her shield under pressure. In the midst of preparation, a moment of levity. Emmett arm wrestles with the visitors, challenging each one. He loses to a massive vampire from Africa and laughs, delighted. Renesmee sits on Bella's lap, watching everything, absorbing the world around her with ancient eyes and a child's face. But Alice does not return. As the days pass, her absence grows conspicuous. Edward searches for answers in the minds around him but finds nothing. Alice left no word. She and Jasper simply vanished. Bella finds a torn page in one of her books. Alice's handwriting. A name and an address. J. Jenks, Seattle. Below it a single word. Destroy. Bella tells no one. She goes to Seattle alone, following the address to a lawyer's office. J. Jenks is a nervous human who clearly does illegal work on the side. He recognizes Alice's name immediately. He gives Bella a package, false identification documents and passports for Renesmee and Jacob, papers that could let them escape and live as humans. Bella understands. This is Alice's backup plan. If the Volturi cannot be reasoned with, if everyone falls, Renesmee and Jacob must survive. The snow deepens. Christmas approaches. The family tries to create normalcy for Renesmee. They decorate a tree. They exchange small gifts. Renesmee opens presents with childlike joy, but her eyes hold understanding beyond her apparent years. Finally, the day arrives. The family and their witnesses gather in a massive clearing far from the house. Snow covers everything, pristine and undisturbed. The assembled vampires number nearly 40, each one standing ready. They wait. The silence is absolute. Even breathing has stopped. Most of them don't need to breathe. Then they see them. Black-cloaked figures emerge from the tree line. They move in formation, disciplined and ancient. The Volturi. At the center walks Aro, the leader. He has paper-white skin and long black hair. His eyes are milky red. His face is ancient and childlike at once, curiosity dancing in his features. Beside him walks Caius, blonde and cruel, his expression filled with disdain. On Aro's other side is Marcus, dark-haired and listless, as though drained of all emotion. Behind them comes Jane, small and angelic-looking, her face sweet and her gift terrible. Her twin Alec walks beside her, equally beautiful, equally deadly. Dozens more Volturi guard members follow, their eyes uniformly crimson. The two groups face each other across the snow. The distance between them feels both infinite and too small. Aro steps forward. His voice rings out, pleasant and cultured. He greets Carlyle as an old friend. They speak of their history, their mutual respect. But beneath the courtesy is steel. Aro states the accusation. An immortal child, a violation of their most sacred law. He asks to see the child. Renesmee steps forward, holding Bella's hand on one side, and Edward's on the other. Jacob walks just behind them, his expression protective and fierce. They move into the center of the clearing. Aro watches with intense curiosity. Carlyle explains. She is not an immortal child. She was born. She is half human, half vampire. She grows and learns. She has complete control. Aro's eyes gleam with fascination. He asks to meet her. Edward hesitates, then nods. They approach. Bella's every instinct screams to protect her daughter, but she remains still. Renesmee looks up at Aro without fear. She reaches up her small hand. Aro, who can read every thought with a touch, extends his own. Their skin connects. Aro's eyes widen. His mouth opens slightly. He sees everything. Renesmee's birth, her growth, her nature, her thoughts. When the connection ends, he steps back, clearly amazed. He turns to his brothers. He explains what he saw. She is not an immortal child. She is something new, something unprecedented. For a moment it seems as though reason will prevail. Then Irina is brought forward. She looks stricken, her crimson eyes filled with grief. She sees Renesmee clearly now, understands her mistake. She begins to apologize, her voice breaking. But Caius interrupts. He argues that regardless of what Renesmee is now, she is unknown, unpredictable, a potential threat. The law exists to protect their kind. Who knows what she will become? Aro considers this. His expression turns calculating. He suggests alternatives. Perhaps Renesmee could stay with them, in Volterra, be observed, studied. Edward's hand tightens on Bella's. They both know this means losing her, making her a prisoner. The witnesses step forward. One by one they testify. They describe what they've seen. Renesmee's control, her growth, her hybrid nature. Garrett speaks passionately about freedom and justice. Benjamin demonstrates his gift, making the earth shake to emphasize his point. Zafrina creates visions to show Renesmee's peaceful nature, but the Volturi remain unmoved. More arguments follow. Voices rise. The tension builds like pressure before a storm. Jane smiles. It's a terrible expression. She looks at Edward. Her eyes focus. Edward's face contorts in agony. He falls to his knees, writhing in invisible pain. Jane's gift. The illusion of burning. Bella's shield snaps up instantly. Edward's pain stops. He looks up, shocked. Jane's smile vanishes. She tries again, focusing on others. Nothing happens. Bella's shield protects them all. Aro's eyebrows rise. He looks at Bella with new interest. Another gift. Another rarity. Alex steps forward. His gift is different. A numbing mist that steals all senses. He releases it, and dark fog begins to spread across the snow. But when it reaches Bella's shield, it simply stops, as though hitting an invisible wall. The Volturi realize they cannot easily win this confrontation.
Their greatest weapons are useless. Ero confers with his brothers. The conversation is tense. Caius argues for attack. Marcus seems indifferent. Ero weighs options, his ancient mind calculating. Then two more figures appear at the edge of the clearing. Alice and Jasper. They move at incredible speed, crossing directly into the center space between the two armies. Beside them is another vampire, a man with olive skin and dark hair, wearing clothes of another century. Ero's face transforms with delight. He rushes forward to greet Alice. He extends his hand, eager to see her visions. Alice allows the touch. Ero's expression becomes transfixed. He sees what Alice has shown him. A future. Possibilities. The vision goes on for long moments. When it ends, Ero steps back. He looks at the man Alice brought. This is Nahuel. He is like Renesmee, a half-vampire hybrid, but he is fully grown, having lived for over a century. He is proof that Renesmee poses no threat, that her kind can exist peacefully. Nahuel speaks. He describes his own life, his three half-sisters, all alive and peaceful. They are not dangerous. They reach maturity and stop aging. They have control. Ero listens. His expression shifts through emotions too quick to name. Finally he speaks. There is no danger. No crime has been committed. The law has not been broken. Caius protests furiously, but Ero raises his hand. The decision is made. The Volturi will leave, but Ero's eyes linger on Bella and Renesmee. He speaks quietly to Carlyle. Someday he will be very interested to see how this child develops. It's not a threat, but it's not quite a blessing either. Irina steps forward again, hoping for mercy, but Caius's judgment is swift. She broke protocol. She caused this incident. Jane and Alec move together. There is a flash of movement too quick to follow. When it ends, Irina is gone, reduced to ashes scattering in the wind. Tanya and Kate cry out, but the Denali coven is held back by others. There is nothing to be done. The Volturi's justice is absolute. The black-cloaked figures turn and disappear back into the forest. The clearing empties of their presence as though they were never there. Only ash remains in the snow. For a long moment no one moves. Then Bella drops to her knees, overwhelmed. Edward kneels beside her, holding her. Renesmee wraps her arms around both of them. Jacob shifts back to human form and places a protective hand on Renesmee's shoulder. Around them the witnesses begin to depart. They say their goodbyes, promises to stay in touch. Bonds forged in this moment that will last across time. Garrett and Kate stand close together, a new connection forming. Benjamin and Tia speak of visiting. The Romanian pair leave with barely concealed disappointment that the Volturi survived unchallenged. The Denali coven grieves their lost sister but accepts Carlyle's embrace. They are still family. Finally, only the Cullens remain. They return to the house together. The atmosphere shifts from terror to relief to something like exhausted joy. Inside, the warmth envelops them. Esme makes tea for Renesmee, one of the few human things the child still needs. Emmett collapses on the couch with exaggerated drama, declaring that he thought they were going to get a real fight. Rosalie hits him with a pillow. Alice curls up in a chair, her eyes distant, still seeing futures. Bella sits with Renesmee, holding her close. The child is tired, her eyes heavy. She places her hand on Bella's face one more time. The sensation that passes between them is pure love, pure safety, home. Edward sits beside them. He takes Bella's hand. She looks at him, and everything they've been through, from that first day in biology class to this moment, passes between them without words. Night falls. The family stays together in the living room, speaking quietly. They talk about the future now, without the shadow of the Volturi hanging over them. Carlyle discusses traveling. Emmett wants to challenge more vampires to arm wrestling. Alice talks about fashion trends she's foreseen. Rosalie watches Renesmee with soft eyes. Bella realizes that this is what forever looks like. Not just endless time, but moments like this. Family, love, protection, choice. She rises, still holding Renesmee, and Edward follows. They walk together to the cottage. Inside, Bella tucks Renesmee into her small bed. The child's eyes flutter closed. Jacob, in wolf form, lies down outside the door, an eternal guardian. Edward and Bella stand at the window, looking out at the moonlit snow. Bella leans against him. His arms wrap around her. She closes her eyes, letting herself feel the enormity of what they have, what they've survived, what they've built. Edward whispers that he never thought he could have this. A family, a future, love that didn't end. She turns in his arms and looks up at him. She tells him without words that this is only the beginning. They have forever now, and forever starts tonight. The moon rises higher. The forest stands silent. Inside the cottage, 3 hearts beat. Renesmee's human heart, strong and steady, and the quiet eternal stillness of her parents. Outside, Jacob's massive form keeps watch. In the main house, the rest of the family settles into their own version of peace. Bella's eyes, still that brilliant gold, reflect the moonlight. She smiles. After everything, the fear, the pain, the transformation, the battle, this is where she was always meant to be. This is what she chose. And she would choose it again. The snow continues to fall, soft and endless, covering the world in white. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, new joys, new moments to fill their immortal lives. But tonight, there is only this, a family together, safe and complete. This is not an ending. It's a forever kind of beginning. And as Bella stands in Edward's arms, watching their daughter sleep, she finally understands what it means to have everything. Not just to survive, but to live. Not just to exist, but to love without limit or end. The future stretches ahead, vast and unknowable, but they will face it together, always together, forever.